Hello, 54. This is my story. Shipping packages from the USA to Ghana in these suitcases. However, it's not just mine. It's that of several others. Sadly, it's symbolic of the challenges that we face as a continent, moving packages from one place to the other. Many businesses face significant logistical challenges, sourcing for products, navigating high shipping fees, dealing with customs clearance process, which are very complicated, and poor last-mile delivery systems. What we have done is we have created a one-stop platform that addresses all these issues. For any business in Africa trying to source from international markets, we provide them with a local warehouse in these countries. The supplier or the manufacturer or even online store ships to these local warehouses. We then arrange international shipping to Africa, take care of the customs clearance, and deliver the product to the door. We have been doing this for a while and are present in 8 African countries, including Rwanda, and we source from countries like China, the US, the UK, and Canada. With our revenue model, we make money from the amount of money paid for international shipping, customs clearance, insurance, last-mile delivery, as well as our third-party logistics or fulfillment services. We have been around for about a decade. During this period, we have fulfilled over 290,000 orders and moved 900 metric tons of weight. Last year, revenue was 5.6 million, all bootstrapped. I haven't done this by myself. I have an amazing team working with me. Together, we've created over 140 full-time jobs across the continent and enabled over 17,000 SMEs to engage in affordable global trade. While 35% of our staff are female, a whopping 60% of our leadership are female. Through strategic partnerships, we've been able to enable medical intervention across Africa for the underserved. We are not done. We want to take this all over the continent through strategic partnerships by integrating our API into several online platforms, as well as championing intra-African trade by starting with the 8 countries that we are in. Intra-African trade is only 18%, compared to 67% for Europe and 57% for Asia. There's room for growth. And Aquantuo wants to use the ABH money to champion this, even as we gain market dominance over the e-commerce industry, which is 56.3 billion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Clement. You have 13 minutes with the judges. Judge Fred, please do us the honors.
Thank you. It's always nice to see a fellow Ghanaian. You know?
Thank you.
Well done for getting here, Clement. And congratulations on the traction you've made so far. You've brought a profitable business. It's solving an African problem, helping to, connect our economies. Tell me, how will you beat DHL and, other logistics companies who have billions of dollars and you do not?
I have a slide for that. So one thing that sets us apart from DHL and FedEx and the like, if you can show my screen, please, is that we've allowed local payment options. So someone can transact on our platform using M-Pesa, mobile money. You can't do that with DHL shopping from international platforms. We also provide a local warehouse in the origin countries. So someone can shop from any online store, Taobao, Walmart, and give them a local warehouse addresses in these countries. These DHL and FedEx will not do that. So we provide that platform where shoppers can ship or businesses can send their packages to. We also offer consolidation. So if someone is buying a product over a period of time, you don't have to ship every time you buy the item. We can hold them over a period, and then once they are together, we ship them to Africa. This helps save the consumer on international shipping fees, customs clearance, and several others.
Okay, excellent. Now, why is your profit margin only 10%? What could you do to make it 20%, your net profit margin?
We are still in our growth stages, and we are investing heavily in warehousing, in customer relationship, CRM tools, as well as several things. So we believe that once we're able to put those strategic investments in place, it will free up our revenue so that we can spend more on marketing. And once we create more awareness through digital content strategy, deploying sales agents, it's going to increase our revenue as the cost of expenses go down, and that should increase our net profit.
Last question. How do you acquire your customers? Tell us about how you get the word out and B2C versus B2C, and you know, how do you make sure you do that in an efficient way?
Thank you for that. Most of our growth has been organic, along with digital content strategy. So we've been leveraging SEO optimization, social media content ads, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. That's where we've seen most of our growth over the past several years. However, what we are doing now is we want to do more of deploying sales agents, going to these businesses and working with them. So that is the next phase of our growth, and we believe that that will bring in a lot more businesses, as opposed to the digital content, which only targets a particular segment of our customers. So that's how we have evolved over time using digital content, but we want to do a lot more with deploying agents, account managers who will reach out to these institutions and bring them in on board as clients.
Great, thank you, Clement, and congratulations for making it to the final.
Thank you.
So my question is around how do you really support intra-Africa trade? Because my feeling, you know, from your story, is that you want to help people buy from China, from America. I didn't see much in terms of really ensuring that, or supporting me as a Rwandan buying in Ghana, in your country. So that's my first question. The other question, I was looking at your financials, and I saw 13% growth in 2024. What happened?
Yeah. Thank you. So we are present in 8 countries in Africa. Physically present, we have a team. We have licenses in most of these markets. We are already doing Africa trade. We are moving things from Kenya to Uganda, Tanzania. That is already happening. We are moving things between Ghana and Nigeria. Every week, we're doing Africa trade. We are not invested in that yet because of our size. We've been bootstrapped right from inception. Although we've generated over 20 million in revenue, it's all been bootstrapped. So that is a focus, but we are working with very limited resources. With ABH prize money, we are looking to invest more in doing that by leveraging the PABs and the African Continental Free Trade Area to make that happen. You spoke on the growth margin that was minimal last year. So we are growing faster than we have the capacity to sustain. And this is creating bottlenecks. So what is happening is that we're at capacity at our China warehouse, so we had to get a bigger warehouse in China. Same for the US. Last year, we moved into a bigger warehouse in the US. So these were very significant investments that took away from investing in sales. We also had to invest a lot of money in our CRM system and also our call center application. So we've been running the business like a startup, but then we are growing very quickly. So we had to step back and make the right investments to support the growth that is going to come. So despite that year-on-year growth being minimal, you see that the revenue still was higher than the previous years, about $700,000 more.
Yeah, maybe another question to you, Clement. How are you tapping into the big African diaspora? You always have an auntie, a cousin that wants to send, you know, a package back home. Are you tapping into that market?
Yes. So we have partnerships with some embassies. We have partnerships with diaspora and communities that help spread the word. But we also realize that most of our user base is in Africa. So we are targeting both sides as well. And sometimes even the embassies here help send the word over. We are also leveraging with groups like the African diaspora networks in the US, in the UK, and other countries in China to help promote the word about our business.
Okay. You know, my biggest question in my mind as I read your proposal and everything is, for you, between trade from the rest of the world into Africa and Africa into the rest of the world, where's your biggest opportunity and therefore your investment?
So this journey was born out of a frustration trying to get things from the US to Ghana. And now we are doing it from not just the US, but we are doing from the US, China, UK, and Canada to Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, Zambia, DRC, and Tanzania. That has been the focus and will continue to remain the focus. But having done this for a while, for about a decade, and having a better understanding of the market, every single week we have requests, hey, can you move this from point A to point B? So for us, that is the next phase of the business where we have the right structures in place. We focus on the primary goal, but then also pay great attention to intra-Africa trade because that is the future. Right now, the goal is how do we empower a business in Nigeria to sell to another business in Kenya? We are doing that in a way by our fulfillment centers. So right now, we have a client in Nigeria that sells solar panels to solar products to consumers in Ghana. What we do is that we warehouse their products in our warehouses, and then when the client places an order on their website, we fulfill it for them across Ghana. This model is present in Kenya, in the DRC, in Zambia, for many of our businesses. So a business doesn't have to set up shop in a different country. They just have to give us their products, sort of like drop shipping. And then when someone places an order on their website, the order comes to our system, and then we fulfill it to their client.
Okay, so that's one leg of it. Now, one thing is clear right now. There's a lot of trade by SMEs, African SMEs, with the diaspora. And how do they get it to them? What you said you've set up as a structure should give you an advantage to do the reverse trade.
Yes.
So that's what I'm interested in, how you're preparing. The intra-African, I agree with AFCTA, that's something that you critically need to look at. But I want to understand how you want to take products from Africa to the rest of the world, based on the structure you say you already have.
Yes. So we are doing exports. We are close to closing a contract with a company in Nigeria, one of the big last mile delivery companies. So what they're looking for is to do air freight and sea freight from Nigeria to the US. So we are providing warehousing in the US for them. We are handling the customs clearance on arrival in the US for them. And every week they'll be sending us either several tons of weight by air freight or 2 or 3 containers a month to go into our warehouse in the US. Then when their clients place orders, what is going to happen is that our team in the US will fulfill these orders across the US, leveraging FedEx, DHL, and UPS. So that is another part that we are working on a small scale. This contract, once completed, should give us a bigger bandwidth to make this happen.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Clement, what keeps you up at night?
One of our core values is excellence, and we deal directly with the airlines. We move several tons of packages every week into Africa. When a shipment is stuck at with the airline, it's not just one client, it's hundreds of clients. And some of them have products that they need for businesses to meet client needs. That sometimes makes me nervous because we are very particular about delivering fast, we are particular about meeting their deadlines. And because we serve businesses, if there's any delay, it also affects their businesses and their clients. That is one. One thing I've also realized doing this is that this is not just about entrepreneurship. I'm also dealing with fellow human beings. And nobody told me about this, but I'm dealing with employees who are falling sick, losing parents. These are things that also keep me up at night, and I'm asking myself, what can I do to help this person beyond creating an environment where they can work? So these are some of the things that keep me up at night.
Very good. So you really empathize with your employees and with your customers when these disruptions happen. Now, your industry is notorious for inefficiency, and that inefficiency is driven often by corruption. People don't like things moving through ports and other areas and so that they can be bribed. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with corruption?
That's a very good question. So our goal is to bring all of these processes in-house. So we've done that in about half of the countries that we are present in. If it's in-house, then you can ensure that your values are being promoted across the company. So when it comes to the officials, this is a very interesting issue. We have to abide by the law. So where there are regulatory requirements, we have to fulfill them, because if you bypass it today, tomorrow it's going to be an issue.
You just said that something that keeps you up at night is things being stuck at the airport or in the port. So if it's been stuck for 3 weeks and everyone is calling you and the customs guy says, pay me a bribe, what do you do? And there's pressure.
Yeah, so the system is not perfect, right? Despite what they are saying, they're also open to reason. They're also open to engaging conversations, letting them understand that, look, this is business. We have clients needs to serve. And most often than not, we're able to negotiate something that will allow us to get the shipment out by paying the appropriate fees.